My dad had exactly one rule he never explained, and I resented him for it until I was 27. My dad was the kind of man who fixed other people's cars for free on Saturdays. Quiet, patient, never raised his voice. He didn't give lectures. He didn't push. He let me skip college applications the fall I was too depressed to fill them out, and he let me move back home at 24 without asking a single question about what went wrong. He was easy about almost everything, except one thing. Every Sunday night, no matter where I was, no matter what I was doing, I had to sit down at the kitchen table with him for exactly 20 minutes. Not for dinner, not for a talk, just 20 minutes at the table. No phones, no TV. He didn't require conversation. Sometimes we sat in complete silence. Sometimes he'd hum. Sometimes I'd do homework and he'd read the paper. But those 20 minutes were non-negotiable. He never explained why. When I asked, he'd shrug and say, "It's just what we do." That was the whole answer, every time. By the time I was 13, I was convinced it was the strangest thing any parent had ever come up with. My friends' dads took them to games. My friends' dads gave them driving lessons and awkward speeches about girls. My dad wanted 20 silent minutes at a kitchen table. It felt like being trapped in a waiting room with someone who happened to share my last name. In high school, I started resenting it openly. I'd sit down at 8 p.m. sharp, arms crossed, staring at the wall, letting the silence feel like punishment. He never reacted. He'd just sip his coffee and sit there with me until the microwave clock ticked past the 20-minute mark. Then he'd nod once and go back to whatever he was doing. That nod drove me insane. It felt like he was checking a box I couldn't see. The summer before I left for community college, I started skipping Sundays on purpose. I'd stay at friends' houses. I'd take extra shifts at the grocery store. I'd come home at 8:30 and slam my bedroom door without looking at him. He never chased me. He never guilt-tripped me. He'd just be sitting at that table alone when I walked past on my way upstairs. Coffee in front of him, the chair across from him empty. He'd look up, give me that same quiet nod, and go back to reading. That was somehow worse than if he'd yelled. I moved out at 19. I stopped coming home most weekends. I told myself I was too busy.